Truth is, I don't think people understood what it was I was doing at Schaefer. I wasn't there to conduct. Any fucking moron can wave his arms and keep people in tempo. I was there to push people beyond what's expected of them. I believe that is an absolute necessity. Otherwise, we're depriving the world of the next Louis Armstrong, the next Charlie Parker. I told you that story about how Charlie Parker became Charlie Parker, right?
Yeah, Joe Jones threw a symbol at his head.
Exactly. Parker's a young kid, pretty good on the sax, gets up to play at a cutting session, and he fucks it up. And Jones nearly decapitates him for it. And he's laughed off stage. Cries himself to sleep that night, but the next morning, what does he do? He practices. And he practices and he practices with one goal in mind, never to be laughed at again. And a year later, he goes back to the Reno, and he steps up on that stage and he plays the best motherfucking solo the world has ever heard.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday. I don't know the date because I haven't checked, but today is the day. And if you're wondering what the day is, today is the day of all days. I am so excited. This is my happiest Monday I've ever had. And I'm not a Monday person, I'm not a morning person, but I am so excited right now because today is the day. And you guys have no idea what the day is, but you're about to find out in 3, 2, 1, the day. Today is the day. I'm so excited because this is not Moses' bar. This isn't Sean's bar. This is my bar. Because I'm squatting low bar today. And it doesn't hurt. Oh my God. This honestly feels better than, I don't know, squatting 300 kilos. This feels better than pulling 700 pounds. I'm elated right now. So you guys are gonna see this set real quick, but I'm back to squatting pain-free. It's super, super light, but things are progressing day to day, and I've been so wary of getting under the bar, low bar, because of the stress that it's been putting on my knee and how I couldn't even hit depth a couple weeks ago, or a couple days ago rather, just with the bar. And I'm on fucking cloud 9 right now. I'm so happy. I'm just, ain't nobody pissing on my parade today. They said you was done. They said you had no chance. We coming, Sean. We coming. So you guys can see things are moving fast. It's awesome and just totally surprising for me that I can actually like apply force quickly during the concentric of these squats. Not only were the descents feeling shaky not too long ago, but it also felt like I really couldn't push quickly, and I kind of had to baby the descent, the ascent. But now I'm able to like fucking turn on the boosters, which is dope. You'll notice I'm not wearing heels because I tried wearing heels. I put them on yesterday, and it honestly felt like I was gonna do the stanky leg, and just like that, too much of that elevation was causing a lot of pain in my knee. But I can squat in the flats, really focusing on keeping the weight back on my heels, really focusing on keeping the ribs down and hinging a little harder, which honestly is probably a good thing for me in general, just in terms of good squat mechanics, and controlling the pelvis. Like, I talk about ribs down, good pelvic position, but like, the best of us will still get some of that extension when the weight gets heavy enough, and sometimes you just honestly get lazy and know you can get away with not doing it, so you do it anyway. But yeah, mismatched shoes for bench, mismatched shoes for squats. Things are feeling good. Gonna do one more set, and then we're gonna move on to bench. So, oh my God, this feels so good. White collar. Set of 8. 407? Maybe these Larsons are paying off. So we didn't quite get 8, as you guys can see. That 7th rep was RP 9,000. But that is the most I've ever done with 407 on a competition bench with pound plates and a fat pad, which, you know, gives you that nice little juicy boost. I've done 8. Pauses weren't as good as this set, so I'm gonna take this as a huge win, because ultimately, like, what you do on comp equipment is what matters more. And even though Raw Nationals will be using a fat pad, like I said, the pauses were not as consistent as when I had done that previous PR set at Balance Gym. So this is progress. I am experimenting with taking my Larson work, treating it similar to competition, you know, a competition bench. You know, I do it 3 times a week in addition to the 5 days of comp bench, but I'm periodizing it more, whereas in the past it was kind of just like a high rep pump work sort of thing. But now I'm actually taking singles with it, doing sets of 5, like varying levels of RP, not just mindless sort of sub 6, you know, sets of 10, 12, whatever. And I think it's gonna pay off big time, so we'll be tracking that. But man, this used to be singles weight at one point, not too long ago. It's kind of wild how my bench has been the lift that's gone up more than my squat and deadlift since I've started powerlifting. Probably something to do with the fact that I'm cheating on bench, but we don't have to pay attention to that. No, don't worry about that. It's insignificant. It's the details. It's the minute. It's the... Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. So that's it. That's the end of today's workout. Today was a very productive one. Managed to get done with low bar squats for the first time since I got hurt, and I honestly did not expect to be at this point this soon after getting hurt. Like I said earlier in the week, it was hard to just body weight squat down, and putting a bar on my back, there was no shot I was hitting depth. So today was very encouraging, and I found oftentimes in training when you put something in your mind, and I know this sounds so fucking cliche, and you see this shit on Instagram, and all these people say this shit all the time, but like, I've just found, and it's so true, that like, the night before, I'll put something in my mind, I'll be like, tomorrow, like, I'm gonna low bar squat. All the evidence, all the symptoms, all of my movements, everything pointed toward the idea that I could low bar squat today. And it ended up happening, and it ended up working out way better than I had expected. So that was really encouraging, and I'm just gonna continue to incrementally add weight week to week. Bench moved really well today. Like I said, 407 for 7 is a PR on competition equipment with some reasonable pauses, because I know that makes a big difference when you're arching a lot. Those pauses can make or break you. Finished up with the close grip pump work on Larson press, which I was just talking about not doing, but that obviously still is part of my program because of how much benching, I have to do. So now I'm just gonna head back, film this podcast with Joey, Russ, and John, aka the Four Horsemen, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna get this video out real quick. I don't wanna do a weekly update just because I feel like now that things are starting to get better, there's so much more going on in each session, and it's not just a, oh, I managed to squat the bar today, oh, I managed to squat 95 pounds today. Things are moving, things are picking up. So I'm really excited to see where that goes, and hopefully in the next couple weeks, I will be back to actually squatting real weight. So I'll see you guys back at the apartment. Actually, I lied. No, you won't. This is the end of the video because I'm gonna shoot that podcast, and there's no way that I have anything interesting to say anymore for the rest of the day, because nothing can top the fact that I low bar squatted today. So fuck it. See you guys. Things have been progressing really quickly, and because of that, I've gotten so many questions. Why did you pull out of Worlds? Why did you pull out of Worlds? Like, you can still go, you can still win. And I want to make it clear for everybody, like, I was not going to Worlds to win, all right? The junior division is for juniors. In my opinion, like, it's for the young bucks. Like, maybe back when I was 19, right? Like, it was a prestigious thing for me to get to, right? Like, that's the youth. That's the up and coming for every weight class, the young promise. But I'm already 23. most of us in the 83s, everyone at the top is young, right? So like this is not a handicap you play anymore. Like I'm up there with the big boys now. Like it's time to focus on the Open, and that's all I've been focused on since I started in the sport at 18. Like I didn't care about winning the sub juniors. I didn't care about winning the juniors. Like I'm always focused on what the best guy in the weight class is doing, right? So I could have gone to Worlds. At this point, I could go to Worlds and win the weight class. With the bench that I have, it just sets me apart too much, even with this injury that would dampen my squat performance. Which is not, this isn't me being arrogant or me being cocky, right? Like this is not a boxing match. This is strictly numbers, and numbers don't lie, right? So I could go. I could definitely go. But that is not the reason I want to do this. I don't go just to fucking win a junior division. I was going because I wanted to put up a total that would say, yo, Russ, yo, Brett, like, I belong there, right? And obviously, by the rules of the USAPL, right, they're only going to send one person. But, like, I know performance-wise and total-wise, like, I'm there. And I wanted to showcase that I belong there the week before, because the juniors competed the week before. So I could scramble, right? I could scramble and try to, get everything ready to go and be hasty and go to Worlds, right? But I want to give Russell a run for his money at Nationals. And I don't know why people think that we have, like, beef. It's really strange. Like, Russ and I are really good friends. I don't know, like, how many more skits we have to make together or podcasts to, like, convince people of that, but some people think that we, like, have beef and, like, they'll always, like, tag, like, oh, yo, Sean, like, look what Russ did, or oh, Russ, look what Sean did. And it's just like, first of all, we see each other's stuff regardless. Like, we're not going to miss anything. But second, like, it's like a very Goku and Vegeta type deal. And as corny as that sounds, it's kind of true. Like, we just keep pushing each other, and we have a camaraderie despite, like, being on the platform and you're like, I don't want to see you fucking win. Like, I want to win. That's what I care about. So I'm going to rehab myself aggressively, but it's with the end game in mind. I'm not in any rush, right? So I just want to make a point that I'm not really as healthy as people make it out to be. Like, people are seeing me hitting these squats again, and they're like, did you even tear anything? Like, you're not even injured, blah, blah, blah. And like, I understand how you can see it that way, but in reality, I'm very cognizant of the positions that I can and cannot get into, and I'm very aware of the nature of the injury and how the knee joint works and how the meniscus functions through certain ranges of motion. And there are ranges of motion that I'm incredibly, incredibly sensitive to. Like, because I squat so wide and deadlift so wide and the femur tibia angle is so high, and like even in the bottom of the squat, I'm not getting a lot of forward knee travel, which would cause more stress on the lateral meniscus. Like, I can keep the discomfort at bay, but like any slip up, any little bit of forward knee travel, that's why you're gonna see I pause all of my squats this week. Any bit of forward knee travel, and I'm fucked. Like, any too much external rotation that causes rotation of the tibia, like, I'm fucked. Today, for example, I tried to pitch shark, and I couldn't. I had, like, 300 pounds on it. Like, literally nothing compared to what I've done. And I felt the most intense pain that I've had since having this injury, and I had to call it quits. So, it's not that I'm better. It's that I am doing everything I can that doesn't, like, illuminate how injured I am, right? My knee's still super swollen. It gets very, very painful and uncomfortable after training sessions. But ultimately, I am definitely, I would say on the whole, asymptomatic of the injury relative to other people. And I've kind of had that throughout my life, where I've had injuries in baseball, for example, that I've gotten surgeries for, that I was definitely asymptomatic, or, seeing fewer symptoms than other people. For those of you who've been following me long enough, I ruptured a ligament in my foot 2 nationals ago, and the doctors told me I needed surgery. Like, it was clean torn, and I felt nothing that they described as being inherent to this kind of injury. And I told them I wasn't going to get surgery because I wasn't feeling any of those things. And they were like, you do what you want to do, but if you come back to us in a couple months, like, this surgery is going to be more expensive, it's going to be more difficult, and you risk having arthritis in your foot for the rest of your life. And I'm stubborn. I took the chance. Somebody asked me on Instagram. They were like, "Yo, Sean, like what does it, what does it take? Like, how do you recover this quickly? How do you mentally, do all?" And I answered. I was like, it's 20% knowledge, it's 30% body awareness, and it's 50% stubbornness and stupidity. And it's kind of true. Like, you have to be like almost too stubborn and just dumb and foolish for your own good for stuff like this to work out, because you need to be willing to put yourself in dangerous or uncomfortable situations that kind of push the envelope of like what you should be doing when you are in such a sensitive or vulnerable position. But when you do it in a way that you've calculated the risk, the benefits are just, you reap those benefits, and that's kind of how I felt. So I'm going to shut up now. I want to show you guys the footage. Very, very exciting past week, because this was the first week since getting hurt that I was able to low bar squat. So thank you guys for watching, and let's get to it. It's been crazy. It's been so. I've never enjoyed training this much, as weird as that is to say. Like, you guys saw the video of me jamming out to Adele, hitting that 501 squat. Like, I was warming up that day. I knew I would be able to hit that. It was a long day. I was coaching all day. And I got to the gym around midnight, or a little bit before that, probably like 11 o'clock. But I knew, I was like, I am going to squat 500 today. Like, I'm going to have to tempo it, I'm going to have to pause it. I don't care how slow it moves, but it's going to move. And that was honestly, I shit you not, that was the happiest I've been lifting in a long, long time. A very long time. That lift meant more to me than hitting 300 kilos. That lift meant more to me than pulling 700 pounds. And I can't even express why. Like, I can't really put my finger on why. But it's just like, it's because I didn't take, I don't take the momentum that I've had, or the fact that I've, done X, Y, and Z before for granted. Like, you get bumped down, you get bumped back, and it's like, you're like, okay, I have to work for this. Like, I need to be on top of my shit. Like, I could get hurt again. Like, all these different things are running through your head that remind you, like, yeah, you're not shit. You know what I mean? Like, you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle more so, and it makes those wins so much more personal, so much more valuable, so much more impactful and emotional, and that's kind of how I felt. So yeah, I'm looking to push this pause squat for the next couple weeks. I still feel very uncomfortable reversing the squat, so having to pause and I kind of like ease my way into that pause, like I find my comfortable positioning. I don't think I'm ready to reverse a squat, just, pure competition style yet. So I'm going to keep pushing that. I would guess I'll be into the 600s with guys like Marcus and Jamar, who are just pausing ridiculous numbers right now. I would like to get to that point pretty soon. So that's my plan. Like I said, guys, in a future video, I'm going to outline everything that I've done once this is all said and done and I'm back to regularly scheduled programming. But yeah, it's just, guys, like, you are never as knocked down or as beaten or as weak as you think you might be. You will be amazed if you are just, like, stubborn and hungry to get back to where you were, obviously in a safe manner, but you'll be surprised, like, how quickly you can really do it. I had trouble getting up off the toilet. I had trouble sitting down on the toilet, like, for the week after I got hurt, and it's been getting so much better so quickly. So, again, thank you guys so much for the support. It really means a lot to me. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. Do whatever you gotta do. I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, no bad days, and really exciting news, the Endgame spoiler review. Why was I struggling to find the words for that? The Endgame spoiler review was received really well, and Joey, Russ, John, and I are thinking about starting a podcast. We're not going to tell you guys the name yet, but some of you might have an idea. But we're thinking about starting a podcast and just covering shit every week. It doesn't have to be training related. It could just be, it'll be random shit. All sorts of topics that we're interested in. So tune in or look forward to that, because we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So I think you guys will really enjoy it. But again, I'm rambling. Thank you guys again for watching. Hope you all have a great night, and I will see you in the next video.